The other's opponent this time is Kanghui School. This is the same school that fought Tang San at the very beginning, where Mr. Dai stepped in and brutally defeated Kanghui School's leader. Tang San has also killed Kanghui School's master, and now Kanghui School is about to fight Shrek School inside the arena. Tang San and the others begin heading toward the ring. But on the way, Feng Xiaotian stops them. Feng Xiaotian is the same guy who has been told to defeat Tang San, because if he manages to beat Tang San, the girl he likes will become his girlfriend. He repeats the same nonsense again, and Tang San and the others immediately realize that this guy is clearly a mental case. Soon after, both teams are brought face-to-face inside the ring, and they begin displaying their soul power. Kanghui School has 7 fighters, and all 7 of them combine to form a special formation called 7-in-1 Martial Soul Fusion Skill. The opponent team first releases dense fog across the arena. Because of this fog, Tang San and the others are unable to see anything. Then Kanghui School begins creating illusions to confuse them. Tang San's team has no idea where to attack, because they cannot even see their own teammates, let alone the enemy. Kanghui School truly hates Tang San and Shrek School from the bottom of their hearts. They are not trying to win the match, they are trying to kill them. To do this, they flood the entire arena with fog, so much so that even the audience and judges cannot see what is happening inside. Dean Flander tries to stop the match because he knows Kanghui School intends to kill Shrek School. However, the Grandmaster remains calm, knowing that Tang San can easily handle such attacks, and he stops the Dean from interfering. Tang San has already understood Kanghui School's strategy and realizes that this school is like a monster. He quickly forms a plan. Kanghui School's students move behind Shrek School members using illusions and begin stabbing them with knives. At that exact moment, Tang San throws his teammates away using the blue-silver plant and releases an enormous burst of high-intensity energy in all directions. The energy is so powerful that Kanghui School's fighters don't just get injured, they lose consciousness instantly. They will not recover for many years. The fog slowly clears. Tang San pretends to be injured, and his teammates understand immediately. They also come out acting injured, performing Oscar-level acting. Everyone believes Kanghui School is dead, but the referee checks and confirms that they are still breathing. Many people start calling Tang San cruel, while another group argues that he isn't cruel at all, because Tang San himself was injured too. And in a battle like this, how badly someone gets hurt depends on luck. In other words, Tang San is deliberately gaining sympathy. The audience didn't see what actually happened inside the fog, but they can roughly guess. As Tang San returns, Dean Flander informs him that since Kanghui School barely survived, there will be an investigation for attempted murder, and a committee will interrogate him. When Tang San asks what he should say, the dean tells him to say he knows nothing. The fog was too thick for anyone to tell who attacked whom. The organization committee arrives, with Salis and Ning Rongrong's father acting as judges. Ning Rongrong's father feels sympathetic toward Tang San, but Salis hates Tang San and wants to remove Shrek School at any cost. Salis accuses Tang San of attempting murder. Dean Flander again performs Oscar-level acting, explaining that Shrek School students were also injured, and just like Salis doesn't know what happened inside the fog, Tang San and the others don't know either. Salis understands their tactic and orders them to leave. Before things end, the dean calls Tang San forward, and Tang San continues pretending to be injured. Salis still refuses to back down, until the Grandmaster arrives. The Grandmaster throws down a badge given by Tianho. This badge belongs only to powerful and honorable soul masters. Seeing it, Salis immediately bows his head and leaves angrily without saying another word. The problem is resolved. However, Arlong becomes angry with the Grandmaster, believing that the badge was given to him by a woman and assuming he still has a connection with her. The Grandmaster calmly explains that Tang San's father gave him the badge, and Arlong finally settles down. The identity of that woman will be revealed later. Tang San then withdraws from his next 2 matches, pretending to be badly injured. After officially losing 2 matches without fighting, he decides to participate in the 3rd match, which is against Tuansher School. All the Shrek School students are in their room when Feng Xiaotian shows up again, annoying everyone and declaring that after a few matches, he will defeat Tang San. He continues irritating the team with his childish behavior. Meanwhile, Tian Shui School's team appears, consisting entirely of girls. One of the girls instantly takes a liking to Mr. Dai. This is Shrek School's final preliminary round match, and if they win, they will be promoted. Their opponent is Tian Shui School, an all-girls team. Mr. Dai feels a little shy, and everyone laughs. He Ming reminds them not to underestimate their opponents, because Tian Shui School has been winning continuously and is very strong. Both teams enter the ring, and their entrance is spectacular. The host gives an impressive introduction, and the fight begins. The opponent team uses ice abilities to block Shrek School. Before Tang San can attack, he is frozen inside ice, and soon the rest of the team is trapped as well. The opponent leader advances toward Tang San, knowing that if Tang San falls, the rest of the team will collapse. Seeing this, Mr. Dai breaks free using his soul power and attacks the leader, forcing her to retreat and giving Tang San a chance to escape the ice. However, the leader freezes them again, nullifying Mr. Dai's effort. Since Tai Long is from the defense branch, Mr. Dai sends him forward. Tai Long smashes through the ice and attacks the leader. His defense is extremely strong, allowing his attacks to be effective. Other Shrek School members who escape the ice join the attack. It becomes clear that Tang San intentionally stayed trapped to keep the leader's attention focused on him, allowing his teammates to attack freely. A fierce battle follows, with both sides overpowering each other. Finally, the opponent team attempts to end the match by covering the entire arena in ice, dropping the temperature drastically. Even the audience begins freezing. They launch ice blades at Tang San and the others, lowering the temperature so much that their soul power becomes difficult to use. At that moment, Tang San creates a cage using the blue-silver plant, focusing entirely on defense. Having mastered the heart separation control technique, he uses all his soul powers solely for defense, holding his ground perfectly. The opponent team becomes furious and fuses their martial souls. The temperature drops even further, forcing the officials to activate a protective barrier over the arena. Even Zivo begins freezing. The fused martial soul controls massive ice fins, creating a terrifying scene. Tang San realizes that he cannot survive this using soul power alone. Everyone becomes anxious. With no other choice left, Tang San finally decides to use his second martial soul. He brings Mr. Dai with him for support, activates his fourth spirit ring, and charges forward to attack. Immediately, ice spread everywhere, and no one could understand what exactly had happened. After some time, the ice finally cleared, and everyone saw Tang San standing there in an injured condition, while the entire opponent team was unconscious. This shocked everyone deeply, and no one could understand how this was even possible. Tang San then explained that he is immune to ice, and the only reason he got injured was because the Ice Phoenix had attacked him with strong momentum. Tang San had defeated the opponent team by using his fourth spirit ring, but this was actually against the rules. No warrior was allowed to use the power of a 30,000-year-old soul beast, yet Tang San had done exactly that. No one realized this truth, and everyone was about to declare Tang San the winner, when Tang San himself stopped the host and explained the reason. He said that because he had broken the rules, this match should be declared a draw. The opponent team also agreed, and the match was officially declared a tie. Because of this, Shrek School did not win the match, which made everyone quite sad. However, they still received their qualifying certificate, which made Oscar and the others very happy. Tang San blamed himself for this result, saying the draw was his fault, but the teachers and everyone else motivated him and told him to keep moving forward. After this, Tang San went to meet the Grandmaster and told him that there was a conflict going on between the Emperor and the Martial Soul Hall. He also explained that they had been summoned earlier, as all the qualifying teams were invited by the Emperor. The Emperor congratulated them and began awarding them with deserving titles. However, a man from the Martial Soul Hall named Sellers objected to this, because the Emperor was giving out very large rewards. The Emperor immediately shut him down and said that this was an internal matter, and Martial Soul Hall had no right to interfere. Sellers was badly humiliated, and out of spite, he allowed the use of Millennium Soul Beasts in the upcoming rounds. His real intention was to make Tang San fight against the Martial Soul Hall Academy and ensure Tang San's defeat. Hearing all this, the Grandmaster was shocked and moved forward. Suddenly, the same girl who wanted to defeat Tang San earlier appeared. She challenged Tang San to fight without using martial souls. Tang San replied that he was unavailable and tried to walk away. This made the girl furious, and she tried to attack him from behind, but Tang San easily dodged her attack. The girl was completely humiliated. Zivo and the others then left the area, and the girl finally understood that she could not defeat Tang San like this. Her school had also qualified, and she still had another chance to fight Tang San in future matches. Zhao Feng also arrived and comforted her, promising that he would destroy Shrek School in the upcoming matches. Later, we see Shrek School sitting together in a room, when Tang San arrives and tells the Grandmaster that he wants to train alone. Their next matchup was 1 month away, and everyone needed training. The Grandmaster allowed Tang San to leave alone and took responsibility for training the rest of the students himself. While alone, Tang San began blaming himself again, thinking that the draw happened only because of him. He started wondering what he really had besides his 4 spirit rings and the ice and fire herbs, both of which were now banned from use. He became worried, wondering what he would do next, since his main weapons were no longer allowed. He then began to look deeper into his own talents and decided to consider using poison. However, he felt that relying only on poison would not be right. The only thing left was his hammer martial soul, and he decided to start cultivating it seriously. On the other side, we see the Poison Master when a man suddenly appears before him, someone who looks like his sworn enemy. It is revealed that 10 years ago, this man had tried to kill the Poison Master, but the Poison Master survived. The man's name is Zhu Hua, and back then, the Poison Master was saved only because Prince Zhu's patrol team arrived in time. Now, 10 years later, they face each other again, and the Poison Master wants revenge. A fight breaks out, and the poison master begins to lose. At that moment, he remembers the secret weapon given to him by Tang San, specially made for him. Using that hidden weapon, the poison master injures Zhu Hua and defeats him. Afterward, the poison master thinks about Tang San, realizing that he won only because of him. He goes to Tang San and sees him looking depressed. When he asks the reason, Tang San explains that as his rank increases, his blue-silver plant seems to be getting weaker. This deeply worries him. Tang San then asks whether he can cultivate his second martial soul instead. The poison master immediately understands his concern. He takes Tang San into a forest and asks him to release his blue-silver plant. Then he brings a normal blue plant and asks Tang San to compare them. Tang San explains that his blue-silver plant is stronger, tougher, warmer, and more comforting. Meanwhile, we see Tang San's friends undergoing intense training. The poison master explains that Tang San's blue-silver plant is not ordinary at all. It is his innate soul power, and most importantly, Tang San has 2 martial souls. This happens either when the parents' martial souls are extremely different or extremely similar. Tang San realizes that his mother's martial soul was the blue-silver plant, which was compatible with his father's hammer martial soul. Tang San remembers his mother and decides to continue cultivating the blue-silver plant, as it is something very special. At the same time, we see Zivo, who is cultivated up to rank 39. The poison master praises Tang San's hidden weapons and thanks him, saying that he defeated his opponent only because of Tang San. Tang San asks more about that man and learns that he was actually a Grand Soul Land Master. Tang San is confused because the hidden weapon alone should not have been enough. The poison master explains that he had infused the weapon with his strongest poisons and demonstrates it by destroying a tree instantly. This gives Tang San a sudden idea to integrate hidden weapons into his blue-silver plant. He becomes extremely happy and gives the poison master even more hidden weapons. Meanwhile, Zivo misses Tang San and wants to meet him. The poison master later tells Tang San that since he is qualified, he will surely achieve 3rd position in the tournament. This sounds strange to Tang San, so he asks why not 1st or 2nd place. The poison master explains that Martial Soul Hall has always been the champion of this tournament. Martial Soul Hall has many powerful Soul Land Masters, and even the man who fought the poison master belonged to Martial Soul Hall. Their juniors this year are stronger than ever and are guaranteed to win. The poison master also tells Tang San about the prizes, 3 soul bones. Meanwhile, we see Celas checking Tang San's files, when someone informs him that the poison master will be the chief guest of the tournament. The poison master advises Tang San to give up the competition, warning that they will try to kill him. Tang San refuses, saying he will not quit without fighting. The poison master leaves. Suddenly, Zivo appears and attacks Tang San, wanting to fight him again. Tang San agrees, and during the fight, they grow closer and start sharing romantic moments. Suddenly, they hear a thunderous sound from Shrek school and rush there. They see Erlong conducting extremely intense training, causing the lightning-like energy. The students are exhausted, but Erlong is so strict that they cannot protest. Tang San and Zivo join them. Their task is to complete 3 rounds, while Erlong tries to stop them. Eventually, Erlong attacks them directly using her spirit ring, and all students fight her together. Erlong is incredibly powerful, but Tang San unleashes his full potential, traps her in a blue-silver cage, and strikes her with his hammer, finally defeating her. Everyone is shocked. This new ability is called Blue-Silver Spike Formation, a mutated version of Blue-Silver Cage, developed with Zivo's help. Erlong refuses to accept defeat, but the Grandmaster calmly explains that she has lost. The next day, they enter the Imperial Hunting Ground and are amazed by its beauty. Shrek School is treated with great respect and given their own campus. Everyone is extremely happy. Later, Uncle Ning and Prince Yu arrive to meet Tang San. Prince Yu asks Tang San to call him brother, not prince. They then meet Ning Rongrong, and the dean introduces Prince Yu. And this is where the episode ends.